Scarface, 1983, is one of the most iconic films in cinematic history, leaving behind an indelible mark on the gangster genre. With unforgettable performances from a star-studded cast, it cemented the legacy of many talented actors. However, the journey of these beloved performers was not without its hardships. Tragically, many of them have passed away, leaving us to remember the complex characters they portrayed and the emotional depth they brought to the screen. In this tribute, we honor 13 of the most memorable Scarface actors who have sadly passed, reflecting on their lives, careers, and the impact they had on film. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your favorite Scarface moments in the comments below. Robert Loggia as Frank Lopez. Robert Loggia, born on January 3, 1930 in Staten Island, New York, is best remembered for his powerful portrayal of Frank Lopez, the drug lord in Scarface, 1983, at the age of 53. His role as Lopez, the rival to Al Pacino's Tony Montana, became iconic with his menacing presence, adding weight to one of the greatest gangster films of all time. Loggia's performance contributed significantly to the cultural impact of the movie, cementing his place in Hollywood history. With a career spanning over 6 decades, Loggia appeared in a variety of roles, from Big, 1988, to Independence Day, 1996. Known for his ability to play both villains and heroes, Loggia's versatility made him a respected figure in the industry. Despite his success, his personal life was marked by struggles. His first marriage to Della Marguerite Sloan ended in divorce in 1981, after nearly 3 decades, causing emotional turmoil. While they had 3 children, the pressures of fame and constant travel took a toll on their relationship. In the years following his divorce, Loggia found stability with Audrey O'Brien, whom he married in 1982. She supported him through many challenges, including his battle with Alzheimer's disease, diagnosed in 2010. As the disease progressed, Loggia became increasingly withdrawn, stepping away from the public eye. Audrey remained his rock, caring for him through his final years. Robert Loggia passed away on December 4, 2015, at the age of 85, from complications related to Alzheimer's disease. Despite his personal struggles, Loggia's legacy lives on through his iconic performances, particularly in Scarface, where his portrayal of Frank Lopez continues to resonate with audiences. Paul Shenar as Alejandro Sosa. Paul Shenar, born on February 12, 1936, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, was 47 years old when he portrayed the cold, calculating Colombian drug lord Alejandro Sosa in Scarface, 1983. His performance, marked by an icy calm and ruthless demeanor, made Sosa one of the most memorable villains in cinematic history. As the antagonist to Al Pacino's Tony Montana, Shenar's character was central to the film's high-stakes drama and brutal violence, leaving an indelible mark on the gangster genre. Before Scarface, Shenar was already a respected actor on stage and screen. He was one of the founding members of the American Conservatory Theater, where he showcased his talent in over 40 classic roles. Though his career had its share of successes, Shenar's personal life was often overshadowed by struggles. He had a significant relationship with actor Jeremy Brett, which lasted from 1973 to 1978, but they eventually went their separate ways. Shenar, who was openly gay, battled the societal prejudices of the time, and although he continued to land impressive roles, he often felt the weight of loneliness. In 1983, at the peak of his career, Shenar's world was turned upside down when he was diagnosed with HIV/AIDS. His health declined rapidly, and he passed away on October 11, 1989, at the age of 53. His death was a tragic loss, not only to his family and friends, but to the acting world. Shenar's legacy lives on through his powerful performances, and he is remembered fondly by those who knew him as a kind, dedicated actor. Al Israel as Hector the Toad. Al Israel, born on April 16, 1935, in the United States, was 48 years old when he took on the role of Hector the Toad in Scarface, 1983. Despite his relatively brief screen time, Israel's portrayal of the menacing character, particularly in the infamous chainsaw scene, became one of the most memorable moments of the film. Hector's brutal, violent nature made him a perfect counterpart to Tony Montana's rise to power, further intensifying the film's already gripping narrative. Israel's career, though short-lived, left an impact. After Scarface, he appeared in a few more films, including Carlito's Way, 1993, and Dangerous Minds, 1995. But his roles often remained in the shadows of Hollywood. Despite his tough guy image, Israel's personal life was riddled with hardships. His only marriage ended in divorce, and raising his child as a single father posed both emotional and financial challenges. His career, which never fully reached the heights he had hoped for, was hampered by a series of unfortunate events. Later in life, Israel faced serious health struggles, though he kept these private. He spent his final years away from the limelight, reflecting on a career that had been marked by moments of glory, but also significant personal pain. Al Israel passed away on March 16, 2011, at the age of 75. Though his career may have been brief, his portrayal of Hector the Toad remains etched in the minds of Scarface fans, a testament to his ability to leave a lasting impression despite limited screen time. Angel Salazar as Chichi. Angel Salazar, born on March 2, 1956 in Cuba, was 27 years old when he portrayed Chichi, the loyal and somewhat comic sidekick to Tony Montana in Scarface, 1983. Salazar's performance stood out in the film, especially during the unforgettable chainsaw scene and the climactic final battle at Tony's mansion. As Chichi, he brought a touch of humor to the otherwise gritty world of Scarface, which added an unexpected layer to the film's atmosphere. Despite his supporting role, Salazar became a fan favorite, thanks to his unique presence and memorable catchphrase. After Scarface, Salazar continued to pursue acting, with notable appearances in Punchline, 1988, and Carlito's Way, 1993. He also made several appearances in comedy specials and was a regular on Last Comic Standing. Despite his early success, Salazar's life was fraught with personal struggles. He battled addiction, particularly to cocaine, which significantly hindered his career and caused turmoil in his personal life. His financial struggles, along with failed relationships, became a recurring theme as his star faded. Though he continued performing stand-up comedy until his death, Salazar never quite escaped the shadow of Chichi, a character that defined his career. His struggles with addiction and the harsh realities of his personal life stood in stark contrast to the public image of the beloved actor. Angel Salazar passed away on August 11, 2024, at the age of 68 from acute drug intoxication. His death was a tragic reminder of the complexities behind the often glamorous lives of celebrities. Despite these hardships, his contributions to film and comedy remain a lasting part of pop culture. Richard Belzer as MC at Babylon Club. Richard Belzer, born on August 4, 1944, in Bridgeport, Connecticut, was 39 years old when he played the role of the MC at Babylon Club in Scarface, 1983. Although his role was small, Belzer's charismatic presence and witty delivery in the club scene added a distinct flair to the film's chaotic and hedonistic atmosphere. His performance, though brief, is often remembered by fans for its sharp humor and unique style. Later, Belzer would achieve greater fame as the iconic John Munch in Law & Order, SVU, a role that would define his career for decades. Before becoming a television icon, Belzer had a tumultuous career. He struggled in the early years, facing many setbacks, including a difficult start in stand-up comedy and the loss of his sister in a tragic car accident. Despite these challenges, he found success with his sharp wit and charismatic persona. However, Belzer's personal life was marked by periods of personal grief and sorrow. His marriage to Gail Susan Ross ended in divorce, and he struggled with substance abuse, often battling depression as he sought escape from his personal demons. Belzer passed away on February 19, 2023, in Beausoleil, France, at the age of 78, from complications of a respiratory condition. His net worth at the time of his death was estimated at $16 million, a reflection of a career that spanned decades and left a lasting impact on both television and film. Miriam Colon as Mama Montana. Miriam Colon, born on August 20, 1936, in Ponce, Puerto Rico, was 47 years old when she portrayed Mama Montana in Scarface, 1983. As the devoted mother of Tony Montana, Collins' role was a striking contrast to the film's violent and gritty world. Mama Montana's deep love for her son, despite his criminal path, was both heartbreaking and poignant, offering a glimpse of Tony's past before he was consumed by his ruthless ambition. Her performance became a memorable part of the film, adding an emotional layer to the otherwise brutal story. Collins' career spanned decades, with more than 50 years in the industry. She was a versatile actress, appearing in numerous films and TV shows, including One Life to Live, The House of the Spirits, and Broadway's The Mambo Kings. Despite her professional success, Collins' personal life was fraught with challenges. She experienced profound loss when her first husband, George Paul Edgar, died after a long illness. His passing marked the beginning of a period of isolation for Collins, even as her career flourished. In 1987, she remarried Fred Valley, but the relationship, strained by irreconcilable differences, eventually ended in divorce. In her later years, Collins' health began to decline. She faced personal grief and isolation, which deepened after losing a close family member to illness. Miriam Colon passed away on March 3, 2017, at the age of 80, from complications of a lung infection. Despite her struggles, Colon's legacy in film and television remains strong. Harris Yulin as Mel Bernstein. Harris Yulin, born on November 5, 1937, in Los Angeles, California, was 46 years old when he played Mel Bernstein, the corrupt cop in Scarface, 1983. As Bernstein, Yulin brought a sense of treachery and deceit to the film, playing a key role in the intense power struggles that define Scarface. His portrayal of the morally ambiguous officer who simultaneously colludes with Tony Montana and seeks to undermine him added complexity to the film's portrayal of corruption. Yulin's performance in this pivotal role helped solidify the film's iconic status. Throughout his career, Yulin appeared in more than 100 roles across film, television, and theater. He was known for his versatility, making appearances in Ghostbusters 2, 1989, Clear and Present Danger, 1994, and Training Day, 2001, among many others. Despite his professional success, Yulin's personal life had its share of challenges. He was married to actress Gwen Wells for nearly 2 decades, but her untimely death from cancer in 1993 left Yulin devastated. He later found companionship with actress Kristen Ullman, marrying her in 2005, but his relationship with his stepdaughter, Claire Lucido, was strained, adding to his emotional burden. In his later years, Yulin faced periods of depression and isolation, particularly after his wife's passing. His health declined, and he increasingly retreated from the public eye. Harris Yulin passed away from cardiac arrest on June 10, 2025, at the age of 87. His net worth at the time was estimated at $4 million. Mark Margolis as Alberto the Shadow. Mark Margolis, born on November 26, 1939, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was 44 years old when he portrayed Alberto the Shadow in Scarface, 1983. In this role, Margolis played a cold-blooded assassin working for Alejandro Sosa. Although his character had minimal screen time, his piercing eyes and silent menace left a lasting impression, contributing to the film's unforgettable tension. His role as the quiet, lethal figure who carries out a chilling assassination plot highlighted his ability to convey power through subtlety and silence. Margolis' career spanned several decades, with notable appearances in Breaking Bad as Hector Salamanca and Requiem for a Dream, 2000, which earned him critical acclaim. However, despite his strong performances, Margolis faced personal struggles. He married Jacqueline Margoli in 1962, and while they shared a loving bond, early years were marked by financial hardship. The couple lived in modest conditions, struggling to make ends meet while Margolis pursued his acting career in off-Broadway productions. In addition to professional challenges, Margolis also faced personal trials, particularly with their son, Morgan Margolis, who battled addiction, which put a strain on the family. Though his career saw a resurgence in later years, especially with Breaking Bad, Margolis' personal journey was not without its dark moments. Despite the highs of critical recognition, his career was marked by feelings of being overlooked in Hollywood. Mark Margolis passed away on August 3, 2023, at the age of 83 following a brief illness. His net worth at the time of his death was around $2.5 million. Victor Campos as Ronnie Echevarria. Victor Campos, born on January 15, 1935, in New York City, was 48 years old when he played Ronnie Echevarria, a loyal ally within Tony Montana's criminal operation, in Scarface, 1983. Though his role was small, Campos' presence added to the authenticity of the film's depiction of a ruthless underworld. His performance subtly enhanced the tense atmosphere surrounding Montana's empire, reflecting the treachery and loyalty that defined the film's key relationships. Campos' career in Hollywood, however, was not without its struggles. After Scarface, he appeared in a few television shows, including The A-Team and Murder, She Wrote, but his career never reached the heights he had hoped for. He faced personal hardships, including a battle with alcohol and drug addiction, which ravaged both his career and family life. His only marriage ended in divorce, and he found himself distanced from his children. These personal challenges weighed heavily on Campos, overshadowing the bright future his early career had once promised. In his later years, Campos struggled with prostate cancer, a battle that drained both his physical and emotional strength. Though he kept a low profile, his health issues became increasingly difficult to manage. Victor Campos passed away on December 4, 2018, at the age of 83, after a prolonged fight with cancer. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at around $300,000. Roberto Contreras as Alio Rabena. Roberto Contreras, born on December 12, 1928 in St. Louis, Missouri, was 55 years old when he portrayed Alio Rabena in Scarface, 1983. Although his screen time was brief, his role as the unfortunate victim of Tony Montana's cold-hearted assassination set the stage for the film's explosive violence. Rabena's brutal end, featured in the film's opening, is a crucial moment that underscores Montana's ruthless rise to power, leaving a lasting impact on the audience. Contreras' career spans several decades, but he was largely known for supporting roles in films like The Big Fix and Black Samurai. Despite his talent, his career never reached the heights he had hoped for, often relegated to minor parts. His professional journey was overshadowed by personal struggles, including a battle with alcoholism, which significantly hindered his potential in Hollywood. His marriages, too, ended in divorce, leaving him emotionally scarred. Despite his hardships, Contreras continued to work in the industry, often taking on roles that kept him in the shadows of more prominent stars. In his later years, Contreras faced further isolation, struggling to find stability. His career had not provided the financial security he had longed for, and personal relationships remained strained. Roberto Contreras passed away on July 18, 2000, at the age of 71. His net worth at the time was estimated at just $200,000, a reflection of a career that had not been able to deliver the success he had once dreamed of. Despite his struggles, his portrayal of Alio Rabena in Scarface remains a memorable part of the film's powerful opening sequence. John Carter as Vic Phillips. John Carter, born on November 26, 1927 in Center Ridge, Arkansas, was 56 years old when he portrayed Vic Phillips, a cold and calculating criminal operations manager in Scarface, 1983. Although his role was brief, Carter's portrayal added a layer of authority and manipulation to the criminal world depicted in the film. His character helped to shape the corrupt underworld in which Tony Montana operated, further contributing to the film's exploration of power, betrayal, and greed. Carter's career included supporting roles in films like Badlands, 1973, and The Hoax, 2006. But his life off-screen was marked by personal tragedies. The most devastating blow came with the death of his son from a drug overdose, a loss that plunged Carter into deep depression. Struggling to cope with this grief, Carter turned to alcohol as a form of escape, which led to the breakdown of his two marriages. Despite his professional work, the emotional toll of his personal losses and substance abuse began to overshadow his career. In his later years, Carter's health declined and his career never reached the level of recognition he had hoped for. He spent his final years in solitude, grappling with the loss of his son and the emotional scars left by his failed relationships. John Carter passed away on May 23, 2015, at the age of 87 from pneumonia. His net worth at the time was around $400,000. Mario Machado as interviewer. Mario Machado, born on April 22, 1935, in Shanghai, China, was 48 years old when he played the role of the interviewer in Scarface, 1983. In this brief but memorable appearance, Machado brought a sense of calm amidst the chaos of the criminal world surrounding Tony Montana. His role as the composed interviewer in a key scene provided a rare moment of restraint and normalcy, contrasting sharply with the violence and corruption in the film. Despite his small role, Machado's performance added depth to the movie's stark portrayal of the underworld. Though Machado gained recognition for his role in Scarface, his career did not achieve the same level of fame as many of his co-stars. He made notable appearances in RoboCop, 1987, and Rocky III, 1982. But most of his career was marked by smaller roles. Machado's personal life, however, was filled with difficulties. He faced the collapse of 2 marriages, leaving him emotionally distanced from his children. In addition to his personal losses, Machado struggled with health issues in his later years, and despite his career in television and film, he was never quite able to achieve the recognition he had hoped for. Mario Machado passed away on May 4, 2013, at the age of 78 from complications of pneumonia. His net worth at the time was around $400,000. John Brandon as Immigration Officer Number 3. John Brandon, born on June 21, 1929, in Ridgewood, New York, was 54 years old when he played Immigration Officer Number 3 in Scarface, 1983. His role, though small, was crucial in setting the tone of the film's opening scenes, where the tension surrounding the Cuban refugee wave is introduced. Brandon's stern portrayal of an unyielding U.S. immigration officer helped establish the early stakes in Tony Montana's journey, contrasting the promise of the American dream with the harsh realities faced by immigrants. Brandon's career was characterized by a series of minor roles in television and film. He appeared in notable projects like Serpico, 1973, and The Brink's Job, 1978, but he was often relegated to supporting parts. His career never achieved widespread recognition, and Brandon faced financial struggles as his roles in Hollywood remained limited. His personal life was marred by a series of failed marriages, each contributing to his growing sense of isolation. Over time, he became increasingly withdrawn, both from the public eye and his family. In his later years, Brandon grappled with depression and financial hardship. Despite his years of service in the industry, his work as an actor never brought the stability or recognition he had long desired. John Brandon passed away on August 25, 2014, at the age of 85, from undisclosed complications. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at just $200,000. While his role in Scarface was minor, his contribution to the film's opening moments remains an important part of the movie's lasting legacy. The passing of these actors serves as a reminder of the fragility of life, even for those who brought us unforgettable cinematic moments. Their contributions to Scarface and the world of film continue to live on, inspiring generations of moviegoers. While their time in the spotlight may have ended, their legacies will forever shine in the hearts of fans and in the annals of movie history. We remember them not only for their iconic roles, but also for the resilience they showed in the face of personal challenges. Who is your favorite Scarface actor? Let us know in the comments. Rest in peace and thank you for the unforgettable memories.